I have sort of struggled with feeling like an imposter my whole career. I always feel like I'm going into problems that I don't really, I think it's an important problem, but I'm not sure I'm like the most qualified person to go into it.
Regents Professor and environmental scientist David Breshears is a leading researcher into a very big problem: rapid tree die-off from drought and climate change.
It's what I call an ODA experiment, and the ODA experiment is, if we have trees and we put them in hotter conditions during drought, will they die faster? That seems so basic, a non-scientist would say, well, why do you even need to do that? Because it's so obvious. But that had not been done for any adult tree species around the world. And yet that is really one of the most fundamental potential impacts of climate change for the terrestrial ecosystems. A heat wave is just, you can think of it as a unusual increase in the temperature for a few days or a week, some protracted period of time. And you can measure that a variety of ways, but it's an extra heat load on the planet. But it's concerning because the potential to have heat waves, an increase in heat waves, both in the spatial extent of those and in how often they occur, is much greater than even the potential for increases in drought.
Dave Breshears has a unique combination of being completely brilliant and a completely great person.
Why don't you recap at your small tables, what did you want to take away from
Breshears loves to teach
chapter?
with the philosophy that he's there to facilitate discussion, not just lecture from a blackboard.
One of the typical homework assignments I give is they have to try and capture the main idea of the paper in one sentence. And that sounds like a really simple task, but they find it very hard. And the reason we do that is later in the semester we need to be able to juggle ideas back and forth and interrelate them. And if you can't sort of boil the papers down to kind of the main message, it's very hard to do that.
Dave in the field is it's very hard to keep up with. It's inspiring for those of us that work with him to see how hard work really gets done.
Mary Lou, my spouse, has been completely supportive my whole career. I have a great big stack of vinyl records and a really good stereo, and my sons are both into that, so we enjoy listening to music together. I still remain optimistic that we can avoid the worst of these consequences. We certainly can improve the situation beyond the trajectory that we're on right now. So if we make some changes quickly, the potential to improve things in the coming decades is enormous.